Hello everyone, I'm Thomas from TechTee. Welcome to the first episode of the Tech Talk series. For those who may not know, TechTee is a blog aiding audience who want to dig deep into the world of blockchain technology, which mainly focus on two angles, blockchain analytics and blockchain security. This special series hosted by TechTee aim to provide thorough insights into blockchain technology. And how do we do that? Well, it is absolutely by finding the help from experts in the area. And in the first episode, we have the pleasure to welcome two speakers, Mr. Dajit, Head of Data Analysis at Java Finance, and Mr. Alan Joseph, Developer Relation Manager at Genstack. And today, they will give us comprehensive information about real-time data analytics in the world of blockchain, in particular its potentials, challenges, and corresponding solutions. Hi, Dad. Hi, Alan. Hope you guys are doing well. Can you please introduce a bit about yourself and your organization to our audience?
Yeah. Hi, Nguyen. Hi, Alan. Hi, everybody. It's thank a lot for the nice introduction. So my name is Dat, and I'm the head of data analysis at Trava Finance. So glad to be here today.
Uh, Thank you, Dad. What about you, Alan?
Okay, hello everyone. So my name is Alam. I currently work at several part of ChainStack. I'm also a developer too, so I do have developer inside knowledge regarding the blockchain development, and happy to speak about blockchain over here.
Yes, happy to have you guys as our speakers today. So let's have an overview for our audience about the topic today. Data analytics is the science of analyzing data to retrieve useful information and knowledge. And blockchain data analytics deal with data generated from the blockchain networks. With the popularity of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB, data analytics on blockchain has become increasingly important. So if you guys wondering how promising is this area and what is the difficulties as well as what are the measures to overcome, you come to the right place. So to be started for this episode today, we will discuss about the potential of blockchain data analytics. So as in my opinion, on-chain data can be roughly divided into three main categories: transaction data, block data, and smart contract code. For the public blockchain, this data is public and accessible to anyone, and this data source is a huge amount of data regarding to the fact that new blocks are appending to the blockchain every few seconds, consisting hundreds to thousands of transactions. The benefits of those data depends a lot on the purpose of each individual or organizations. So let's ask our speakers about the potentials of this data source. So the first question of the series, uh, from your point of view, what are the benefits that on-chain data analytics brings up? Can I ask you to answer this question, Alan?
Sure. So I'll go ahead. So there are mainly two type of data analytics. You can have it on chain, you can have it off chain. And the only data that you can read from on-chain data would be the one which are publicly defined in the smart contract itself. And the benefit of reading on-chain data would be the fact that um, you can literally keep a track of regarding there are multiple matrices. You can keep a track of what do you say the price, the change in you can literally get a track of any project, any protocol, anything, and you can compare it with multiple chain. And there are people never used to really find any application for this back in 2018 and all. But then nowadays, if you are having a deep insight into the industry, you can find that there are a lot of traders that are actually using this data. There are a lot of platforms like Uniwales, which is one of the clients of Chainstack, who for like using this data to give like real-time notification system or alerts for these traders so that they can have like they can get a better insight regarding everything that's happening in the trading industry. And one more thing would be the fact that on-chain data would actually be a, a real game-changing value in the industry, because people say that knowledge is key, and reading data directly from the chain would actually provide better insight regarding it. So that's my opinion regarding on-chain data.
Uh, yes, thank you, Alan. So I agree that on-chain data help us keep track of the transparencies of the blockchain as well as insight about the protocols. So, what is your opinion that?
Yeah, thanks. So, in my opinion, first, I think in every domain, when we have data, there is always a need to analyze the data to extract information and knowledge. As Alan said, knowledge is the key for everything. So, with knowledge, we can work more efficiently and we can get more benefits for sure. And yeah, with more than 10 years of development, blockchain now has a great effect on our daily life. You know, thousands of game fee, DeFi, and NFT fee projects. They have many innovative ideas, and those ideas are changing our life, changing our thinking to apply technology. So yeah, in the blockchain domain, everybody is free to access the big volume of qualitative data, and organizations of all size have seen the value of analyzing such data. And from my point of view, blockchain data analytics can offer three kinds of benefits for us. First, I think it can help us to understand what happened in the past, and secondly, it explains what is happening now. And of course, the third one is it can tell us what expect to come in the future. So yeah, analytics can help us react, understand, prepare, and reduce our risk on our action on cryptocurrency market.
Okay, thank you for your opinion. So, with those benefits that we can also see that great benefits for the protocols or project building on the blockchain. Can you give us some predictions about the future of on-chain analytics techniques and services?
Okay, I'll go ahead. So right now, like most of the companies and most of the applications are mainly, to read like real-time transaction data and alerts for like swaps, like debt liquidity, NFTs, bridges, and all these kind of things. So like mainly like what we wanna actually see is that we want companies or we want organizations to actually use this data to solve more money from it. So it's like right now traders are like benefiting a lot from it. They are getting data filtered by date, transaction size, tokens, or like I said, debts, etc. So in the future, like maybe we could see these on-chain data combined with off-chain data to implement blockchain in a larger scale, and in this way we can have like large scale application for it. And like I said, right now there are a lot of protocols available and lot of blockchain system available, but we still face the same problem that we used to face like 4 years ago, that is the scalability issue. So and like if you check out all the major companies that are actually really popular on blockchain, you could see that these are all exchanges only. And the problem with this is that these exchanges are like mainly only focus on trading instead of having real world applications. So if we get on-chain data to somehow combine with off-chain data, then we could have like better insight of how we can use these technologies to perform and like into our daily tasks. And like from a developer's perspective, like I used to develop on change as well as off chain data. So from a developer's perspective, I would say that it's like really hard to complement like what we can do with it, because I can only control the virtual stuff, and if I cannot really compare it with the off chain stuff, then there's no point in having it, unless like it's some application related to trading. So yeah, that's like all I have to say regarding it.
Thank you, Alan. What about you, Dad?
Yeah, I think the idea, Alan, is very interesting to combine on-chain data and off-chain data. And actually, at the beginning of developing Trava project, we always think about this. We try to build a knowledge graph that store both on-chain data and off-chain data. Yeah, but there's many challenging issues related to this, like uh, how to secure the off-chain data. There might be some private data that users do not want to expose to other users and applications. So yeah, I think that could be a very promising future of on-chain data analytics. And in my opinion, I think even though everybody can view on-chain data, it is still very hard for them to understand because the blockchain itself does not graph, visualize, or analyze the on-chain data. So realize this problem during the past year. There are many blockchain data analysis tools and platforms have been developed. They are started to develop to transform on-chain data into tasks and metrics so others can easily access. So we don't have to deal with blockchain with poor technology anymore. We just check the final result of analyzing the data. And there are several noticeable platforms that I have researched. Some name could be Sentiment, CryptoQuant, Messari, Glassnode, and Dune Analytic. I think this current data analytic platform focus more on traders. So each platform tries to develop their own metrics and graphs to help traders understand some aspects of the crypto market, and then based on that, the trader can make decisions. So for me, I think in the future, the on-chain data analysis will certainly get better with time. I think there will be more platforms, more metrics, and more tasks to be developed, so users can get more kinds of insights to make decisions. Yeah, and I also believe that the analytic topic will be extended. So those data analytic platform will not only support traders, but it can also greatly support investors and other project managers. Yeah, and I think another direction is not to simply stop at analyzing the data only. We can make use of the analysis result to do something more. For example, in Java, we developed a tool that analyzes the ROI of many investment methods, and then we compose an optimal investment strategy for users. So we use our analyzed result to develop application for investor. Then users can follow the strategy and get more benefits. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dat. Uh, so before go deep into the use in some study case of the on-chain data analytics, we can wrap up about the potentials or the futures of this area in the blockchain world. So, we can all agree that the future of on-chain analytics techniques and service is looking very promising. Uh, we all can, both investor or end user, can keep track of the data, which, according to both of our speakers, is an important point. We can know what happened in the past or in the present and may predict what happened in the future. It would make our decision making better, and we can extract much more informative knowledge. Also, protocol or blockchain projects can utilize it and make it real benefit by making money from the knowledge. And like Alan says, combination with some option solutions for scalability, we can develop a good future of data on-chain analytics. So now let's start with some study case about on-chain data analytics. Let's go into detail about Java Finance first. So as you mentioned before, now can you explain us more clearly about some service or related a project of on-chain data analytics that Java Finance is currently providing its users with that?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So Trava from the beginning really identifies the important role of blockchain data analysis. We consider data analytics as one of our USP. So we form a solid team to deal with this topic. And as of now, July of 2022, we have developed 4 products and service that leverage the value of data analytics. And those 4 products and service, the first one is Credit Score, the second one is Token Health, the third one is Wallet Reputation, and the final one is Be Richer. So let me talk about the credit score service first. You know that in the financial sector, a credit score is a value that represents the credit worthiness of an individual. So in general, the higher the score, the better a borrower looks to potential lenders. Yeah, I know that there have been a few number of projects performing credit rating for crypto lending. However, as far as I know, the parameter used in their model is still quite simple and do not cover a wide range of aspects. Unlike them, in Trava, we develop a model that take into 5 factors. They are total asset, which represents the financial strength of the address and the transaction history of the wallet, and the loan ratio, which represents the debt position of the account, and the circulating asset. And the final factor is the trustworthiness of the processing asset.
Okay, it's very nice. So how can user use this service?
Yeah, the credit score rating is very helpful for Java lending. So it's quite simple. The idea is quite simple. So borrowers with a high score can borrow with a good interest rate, and they can also receive higher loan to value ratio. Yeah. Okay, so that's our first service, credit score, and the second one is token health. We with token health we evaluate the health tokens. This is an index to evaluate the credit worthiness and the stability of tokens. The token health is calculated based on seven sub-parameters. The market cap of the token, the number of transactions, the volume of transactions, the number of holders, and the distribution token to holders. We also consider the price and the price stability of the token. So yeah, using token health, you can understand the creditworthiness and the stability of the token, and based on that, you can make optimal decisions on a token investment. The third service that Java has been developed is wallet reputation. So wallet reputation is a parameter to evaluate the loyalty of holders to the tokens in the set. This parameter shows the trust and the reputation of the holder in the community. So in general, a holder who owns a large number of tokens over a long period will have a high reputation.
So, for example, if another project want to integrate the wallet reputation function, uh, is this possible?
Yes, surely, because we develop wallet reputation for other blockchain project. They can use this one as a service. So if they use our wallet reputation service, then the project can evaluate the loyalty and the reputation of their token holders. So based on that, they can have something like reward for their holders. So holder with the higher reputation should get more reward and get more benefit in the program offered by the project. Okay, and so I have talked about the three service and products of Java, the credit score, token health, and wallet reputation. And the final products, the fourth one that has been released recently is Biricha. So Biricha is a tool for investor to discover their optimized investment methods based on the token they are holding. So Biricha will collect and analyze data of own yield farming methods that are offered in many projects and protocol. Those methods are liquidity providing, lending, borrowing, and staking. So based on the data collected, Biricha will develop an algorithm to build up a strategy, to build up
Yeah.
an
So
investment
I can
strategy
see
and
that Java
recommend to
has,
users.
yes.
Yeah.
So I can see that Java's product focus various both for the end user and other protocol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about things like service provider for blockchain management and development? Alan, can you share some study case about your clients partnership that you have they have integrate your platform and how they have take advantage of it to perform data analytics tasks.
Sure, sure. I'll go ahead. So mainly like we have a few clients, but namely like I would like to talk about Uniwales. So for people who don't know, Uniwales is a DAO of a Web3 community. They focus on on-chain data, off-chain data, and they even like do research on DeFi ecosystem. So what Uniwell does is that they help like bridge activities across like multiple chain and layer twos protocols, and they like build real-time dashboards, custom tracking boards, and they have like insightful data on DeFi and all. So these people, they have to keep track of like multiple chains and multiple protocols. So that is a challenge for them. So what they do is that like what we at ChainStack does is that we provide solutions to this. We provide like Web3 infrastructure, and for people who actually develop their own multiple blockchain would actually know that how hard it is to get a node set up, and like how much latency issues, how much time, how much deploying problems, how much dedicated and shared node and all these kind of things that it would actually take. So we actually power up all these projects. We support all these projects to get them started. We provide them all the infrastructure. We take care of the backend, so they can fully focus on their business needs and everything. So when Uniwell started using us, they mainly needed real-time transaction data and like transaction data for swaps, like debt liquidity, NFTs, bridges, and like top wallets in Web3 and DeFi and all these things. So they couldn't actually keep track of them by running their own nodes. So like that's when we come up. We already have multiple nodes now that they can actually access through each APIs, and we provide dedicated and shared nodes on multiple shared networks. And the main problem that Uniwales would actually face would be the fact that they could have latency issues because like one of the server could be in one place and the other one could be other place. We have solutions for like geolocation needs where we can have like multiple nodes on multiple places, and even if they don't want to like share their own node, we could give them like dedicated nodes at the same time, and these people could actually filter data by date, transaction size, token, or debts. We have like given them their own custom API needs if they want filtering tools, or if they want uh, any other requirements to run their services. We can actually like give it to them, and that's like the main reason like Uniwells would choose us over other platforms. And like we have our own technology, we have our own bolt technology. So if you're a developer who's like running all these backend stuff from scratch, then you actually realize that it would actually take more than like 3 days or more than a week sometimes. And at the same time, like our infrastructure needs would actually speed this up by 320 times like faster than any normal time level that is actually required. And like from our own like research, our own needs, like it's like decided like only would need you would only require like 6 minutes and like 23 seconds to get your setup done. And um once you have access to all the on-change data, whatever you actually need, we can actually provide custom APIs. So in the case of Uniwales, like if they wanna compare prices of multiple things, or like go into like multiple chains and like compare all these things, all the frequency of all the changes that are actually happening, and if they wanna create a graph, we can actually provide APIs for them to get it done. So that's why like mainly like all the uh, clients like Uniwales and like Coin98 mainly use their services. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. So because you guys are the providers for infrastructure for all the hardware system behind, and like
Mm-hmm.
nodes providers, and you even provide a API system.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it fit for the for various purpose of the projects, for many like project building on the blockchain. Because and also this your model can reduce upfront costs for these projects, right? I
Right,
think
right.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what about customization? So if like some project they need uh, uh, more than a provide option, and they need like deeply customized solutions, or some like advice from your technical team. So is that possible?
Okay, so like we have like different tiers. So for anyone who's like getting started, for any independent developers, we do have a free tier. Like we give them like 3 million requests per month for, but then a large scale client like Unimails and all, they would require enterprise amount of support. So like the benefit of having an enterprise amount of support would be the fact that we can literally give them any custom custom configuration, or there will be like problems like load balancing and all, and we can like tailor it to their needs. And like if they want us to like monitor them, custom monitoring is also provided. And like sometimes like some people doesn't like really uh, care about public networks, so these people would actually require like private networking. And in that case also our engineering team like fully dedicate the time to get the things done for them. And like you said, some people would actually require support, and like people who are like this level of client like Universal and all, they would be like given like dedicated support to it. In case like anything happens, like we actually we have our own backup notes and everything that could be actually set up to literally achieve anything. And like so far like Universal has been with us for like a while now. For they're like one of our OG customers, and like what we noticed is that so far there hasn't been any problem with us, and they are currently like looking to work with us for a very long time. Yep.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Yes, we can see that why the change like solution, you can provide a very flexible plans and both in pricing and solution, and aim for various type of user like end user or developer, and also as Java Finance, which like rich amount of products that provide products for both end user and investor and other DeFi protocols. So I think they are good use case for on-chain data analytics development in the present. So what about challenges? So why in the process of building this system, um, do you as developer or as leader of the team, or in your organization, did you meet any challenges in developing on-chain data analytics system and service? Uh,
Okay, I'll go ahead. So, um, for on-change data analytics, the main issues would be the fact that there is a problem of latency issues, because if people don't actually get the data on time, then there's a gap over here which has to be fixed. And like that's like one of the main challenges of this thing. And then there are like problems like there are reliability issues where sometimes the on-chain data get lost, and like we'll have to keep on calling them, keep on calling the protocol, keep on accessing them to get the data again and again. Then there are problem like if there is one corrupted node in the whole on-chain data analytics runs on the system of nodes. So if one of the nodes is corrupted, then the whole on-chain data get corrupted. So that's the next issue I would say. Then and like there are like problems like high volume data, high velocity and all, which are like on paper right now, but then like there are not really any large scale product that can actually store high volume data on chain right now because of how expensive the gas price and everything. So but then like these are issues that could happen in future. And like the challenges that we used to we provide like multiple solutions to solve these issues. So I would say like for the latency issue, what we actually do is that um, latency happen like when in a technical point of view, when the server is really far from the client. So there can be a latency issue, any ping issues and all these kind of things. So what ChainSec does is that we provide like geolocation needs, geolocation servers in the case of like shared or dedicated nodes, so that the latency could be like much less like compared to having the latency when the server is like really far away. We have like multiple servers in like multiple geolocations, so that's one way to solve latency issues. Then for the reliability need, like what people actually do is that they actually, they call the same data like 10 times. So like out of 10 times, like what would happen would be the fact that even if your data gets lost like 4 times, like come you can still get the data like 6 times. And if you take the cumulative of the six, then you could actually get the real data. In this way, like you don't have to worry about the reliability of the data. Then for high volume data, high velocity data, for data like this, these aren't like really an issue right now, like I said, because of the gas problems and all. But then when high volume data and high velocity data would actually happen, I would say what solution from an engineering point of view can be given would be the fact that maybe we could set up another node that would actually like work on a server like what Polygon and all did initially, and we could like store these data on like those kind of chain. And in this way, when you access them, like you won't have to pay the hefty gas fee, and you can easily the read the data from the network. So these are the like main challenges. Then
Yeah.
like if you want, like I can say like one more challenge, that would be synchronizing with the nodes. And like what would happen when you are running a node and like it doesn't synchronize with the fact that mostly like these data could get corrupted, like if one of the nodes, one of the blocks get corrupted. And what we at ChainStack does is that we have like our technology board, which would actually take snapshots of the data, so snapshot of the ledger, you could say. So at the same time, like when you are trying to set up a node, you don't have to worry about setting it up from the Genesis block. So yeah, these are the challenges like I noticed in the industry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Alan. So, thank you. Can I ask you, Mr. Dab, that what do you think about those challenges and some solution that Alan have presented?
Yeah, thanks for Alan's. Uh, we all know that the complexity and the amounts of blockchain data are increasing steadily. So those data are all stored on a blockchain node, and it will be very challenging to maintain the node. Try at the beginning, try to install a node and try to maintain this. But after a few months, we quickly realized that it's very painstaking jobs. It's so hard to maintain a node for us who is not familiar with this kind of task because of many challenging issues that have been mentioned by Alan. And yeah, I think to address this challenge is not easy for us, and this would need some company and service provider like TransTech, and that's why we meet TransTech and we use their service to maintain the node, and we can query data on their node as we want. And that's great things that TrainStack can offer us. We really appreciate that. And so we do not address the challenge of maintaining a node, but we have another challenge to deal with. I think for projects that perform blockchain data analytics, the main challenge is the credibility of the analysis result. I mean, how can we trust the result? You analyze the data and you provide us the result, but how can us trust the result? It's very challenging. So a possible approach is to decentralize the process of collecting and analyzing the data. But this is also a very challenging task because when we analyze the data, we have to process a very huge volume of data, and the analyzing task itself consumes a large number of results. So to decentralize the process will also consume a lot of results. I know a protocol. It is a graph. The graph. So this protocol tries to decentralize the process of collecting data, but yeah, it is not completely decentralized. It still requires some stakeholder in their protocol. They are fishermen to detect the inaccurate data, and it also requires arbitrator to judge the inaccuracy detected by the fisherman. So yeah, it's not completely decentralized, but it is a step for us to come closer to the objective that we can trust the analysis result. Yeah, and I think all of the crypto community projects and Trava also are trying to look for a solution. Yeah, but let's see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Dat. Uh, the credibility. This issue I can agree because it's not easy to achieve credibility, especially for opt-in data in the data analytics process. So for Chainstack, when you have many opt-in application in your infrastructure, especially for the system reliability or availability or synchronization. So what do you think about these challenges? This challenge, Alan? Can you?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead. So the main issue, like I said, the synchronization challenge is something that people still talk about in the industry, and it's something that has been there for a while. So like there are like multiple solutions that are available in the market right now, but like at same time, like I said, we have our own like patented technology that would actually overcome this problem. So no, we actually allow node synchronization, like make it like quick and painless, unlike people who actually want to set it from scratch. So like if you check the case studies, the average time that will actually take to set up a say an Ethereum node would be like 34 hours, like 18 minutes. That's the average time. Okay, it could go like more than that. It could like be weeks for it to actually set up, because there are like multiple nodes, and these data are actually like GBs of data, and you would actually require a hardware for this to get it downloaded. And these are all like something that would actually cost a lot of money. At the same time, it would actually cost a lot of time. So like our technology let synchronize all these things in a blatantly like fast way, and we like take snapshots of the ledgers, and in this way, like when you're like starting a new node, you can literally get it done in like 6 minutes, 23 seconds. At the same time, you don't have to get it downloaded from the Genesis block, because like our snapshot already has everything, and we continuously take it, we continuously update it. So like you don't have to like worry about any interruptions or any failed deployment, because we like fully take care of it. And like at this way, like node synchronization, like it isn't really a problem anymore for even like any protocol or any change. Like we do it for like every node that are actually supported by us. This would, for a few example, would be like Avalanche, Ethereum, Polygon, Starknet even, and like Neo is going to be supported. Solana, everything. Literally, you don't need to you don't need to like care about any of the any of the backend, and you can like leave the full part to us, and in this way like you can like fully focus on the business area. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Alan. I am, yeah, I really impressed by the solutions to maintain the node. But there are few questions that I want to ask you. Is this okay?
Sure, sure, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, uh, I don't know, but can you give me the number of how many nodes that are deployed for each network? For example, for Binance Smart Chain, then how many nodes that chain stack are now deploying?
Okay, so like I'm not really sure about the numbers, but I would say we are like we have like most of the customers on Binance, and like followed by like other networks, but then like we do have like more than I would say like more than like 10,000 customers right now, and
Oh,
these people are like currently having like multiple node stuff. So if you like really depend on the number, then I'll have to talk to the team and get back to you regarding it. I'm only like really specific about the engineering part of it.
okay, and I wonder, is this easy to expand the network with new nodes? Like, for example, if you want to add the new node, then how much effort and how much time would you spend on adding a new node like that?
Okay, so like it's completely easy. Like if you wanna add a new node, you can actually get it done within minutes. So we have a UI set up for it, and you could just access it through it. And if you want a new node setup, for example, it's literally a I would say like 5 clicks away, and you don't have to you don't have to even worry about any of the backend. Like you could if you want something new, you could like set it up through you like I said, set it up through the Steam backend. So the UI interface. So like it's completely easy at the moment right now. And if you want it, dedicated, if you want it shared, that also you can leave it to us.
Yeah, okay, it's very impressive as usual. For project like Trava, when we perform data analytics, we always require stable service from the node. So I wonder, do you have some mechanism to detect if a node stop working, and and if a node stop working like this, then how can you react?
Okay, so like regarding like there hasn't been like any cases for nodes that are like stopped working because like our like runtime is like 99 in the mainnet and 99 point I think 99.1% in the mainnet and like 100% in the test network. So there hasn't been like any issues so far regarding node stoppage like our like other services, but like in case like of any node stoppage, like we have like people who like on enterprise level, they like get dedicated like support that 24/7, and we can like spin it up and get it working again. And I don't think like I said, I don't think there hasn't been like any any actual cases of nodes that have stopped working. And even if that happened, like we do have like our backup nodes, like everything set up, and like you don't have to you don't have to even worry about the backend part.
Okay, thank you, Alan, for the answers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, as from the point of view of a user in the blockchain world or in the decentralized finance world, I think it's very good to see that infrastructure providers like JStack and product developers like Java working together to solve bigger problem, especially in that on-chain data analytics. So, um, do you, for both of our speakers, do you have any challenges or solutions that your organizations are developing that you want to share?
Like I'd actually like say regarding the nodes that are available. So like in the current industry, like there are people mainly use like two kind of nodes to set it up, and in the industry right now there are like shared nodes and like you could say dedicated nodes, and the problem is that like people like mainly prefer a dedicated node because it's more private, and people think they are actually more secure than public nodes, and like I said, people are worried about the latency issues. So the main problem with these dedicated nodes is that they are like really hard to maintain, and like most people, just give up on it. So, but then like we still like support dedicated nodes and shared nodes at the same time. But then like dedicated nodes, like they are even though like they are like very hard to maintain, like we get it done for our clients and literally everyone. So, but then like I would say like people should like get on more onto like shared node because like there are like multiple locations, like multiple shared node, like everything that are available, and these are like main thing that you should like consider when you are developing an application on chain network.
Just thank you, Alan. So, uh, we can wrap up that there's multiple challenges in that on-chain data analytics, like latency, reliability, availability, for uh, project that building product for end user is like building everything from scratch, which will be very costly, and there are already existing solutions providing by both infrastructure providers like Genstack and from Java. Mm, so thank you, Dad and Alan, for your sharing today. It's our pleasure to have you as speakers for today's sessions. Uh, I think it's such a great opportunity to me and for both of us or our audience to dig deeper into a promising area like blockchain real-time data analytics. So I hope after this meeting, our audience have gained helpful information and knowledge. If you have any question about the topics, don't hesitate to contact us through our social channels.
Also, one more thing, like Tuan asked me regarding like the PSC protocol, the number of nodes we are actually running, and currently like we have like more than 3,000 nodes that are running, and these are like mainly the shared nodes are like almost like half of it, like more than half of it. Like we have like 2,900 shared nodes and more than less than like 200, you know, 200 dedicated nodes. So total we have like more than 3,000 nodes that are running, and there are like 2,400. I mean, more than like 2,500 organization from who are like using the BSC protocol. Yeah.
Yeah, they are like very impressive numbers. Does that solve your questions, Mr. Dat?
Sorry?
Uh, it's just that Alan have just provide some more detailed information about uh, the node system, like for the number of nodes in the network.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a promising solutions and for project building on the blockchain. And thank you all for joining us today. So for our two guests, can you give goodbyes to our audience?
Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everybody. Nice to be here and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me, and to everyone who listened to our talks. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you both of our speakers as well as the audience who sit here with us and listen to the very end. So this very first episode is a start for the Tech Talk series. There will be more interesting topics ahead, so don't forget to follow our channels to keep updated. Thank you and goodbye, everyone.